Hello and welcome back. I'm Carl Murawski. This is the channel that helps you own better, look better, and live better. This video is gonna be a little bit different than normal because I wanna bring you on a trip. Now, a couple weeks ago, I went to Manhattan with my buddy Albert. If you're not familiar with Albert, he's on this channel quite a bit.
Remember that time that family got really pissed off that I was in my underwear changing in front of their apartment building?
And there were two places that we wanted to go, Cockpit USA and Standard and Strange. I wanted to go to Cockpit USA because I had heard of their products for so long and even recommended them based on the things that I've heard, but I had never actually experienced them for myself. So I really wanted to go there, touch everything, see it for my own eyes and smell it, you know, all that, and just really get a good feel of how their products are and what they're up to. The people there were so kind. They gave us a bit of a tour. They showed us a whole bunch of different products. So all that is in this video. Then we went to Standard and Strange. Of course, Neil Barrett is the owner over there, and he brought us right through along with Kyle, who's like a sales associate there, and showed us some of their favorite brands, some of the new products that they have. So this is gonna be kind of a trip where you come along with me on a trip to Manhattan. And it was a lot of fun. These people were fantastic. They opened their stores and shared a lot of information with us. And I saw a lot of products that I just didn't even know existed. It was really cool. So this might not be the video that you're used to. If that's the case, don't worry, tune in next week. We'll get back to our regular scheduled programming. I just thought this would be a little bit of fun to try something different. And I'm always trying to expand my horizons by seeing new and unique things, and this was a great example of doing that. So come along with me, and let's go to Manhattan.
All right, so as I mentioned before, we're the founders of Averex. Averex launched in 1975. We then reintroduced the brand Cockpit USA, and we are the official supplier to the US Air Force. We supply the A2 leather bomber jacket. So this is the original horsehide here, and then the government issue here. And obviously some big differences, the skin. And then this does not have side entry pockets, and this has a really cool hook and eye underneath the collar. Where this is a bit more functional for today, you have your side entry pockets here, and then a more casual snap down collar.
So this is the horsehide here?
Yes.
Gotcha.
And they're both durable leathers. Horsehide is just a bit tough, so it takes years and years to age, which a lot of people aim to have their jacket looking like it's flown thousands of missions, right?
Right.
And we do offer special treated leather where it has been aged to look as such, like you've owned it forever. I personally think that like a brand new pair of boots, a leather jacket looks great once you start to scuff it up, because those scuffs tell your story, right? And the jacket is the wearer. It's the person who creates the stories. And the cool thing about Cockpit's catalog is that since they've been around for so long, you know, they have styles from the 70s, from the 80s, so you have lambskin versions that kind of look like your dad's jacket.
Just to clarify, this one here is the standard like issue, right? Is it currently, or is that more historic?
Historic.
Historic, okay, gotcha.
Kind of like me, historic.
Yeah, that's why we brought you.
When you're around.
You're not there yet. You're not there yet.
We were looking for vintage.
So it's very, very particular. I always like to pay attention to the shoulders, and what happens with leather is when you have too much material, it can start to bunch up, right? Like it'll start to look a little bit sloppy. And as I mentioned about the boots earlier, leather jackets are very much the same. It's never going to grow into a size larger, but you'll break it in, and then the leather will kind of mold to your body. So though it looks a little bit snug now, I would try a size up of 42. Especially because you want room to layer. I see you have a sweater and a t-shirt.
Yeah, I have a like a thermal shirt on.
But if you're looking for a fitted jacket, this is kind of the direction I would.
And it's nice.
You like
chocolatey color?
You know, the horsehide is making
Oh,
a comeback.
I love horsehide.
I think it's beautiful,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I love it.
But for many years, I would lean more towards this guy. You know, just because I think it depends on.
Well, that's how it's gonna
style.
look, right? When you're like totally broken in, right?
I mean, I don't know if like we'll both be around when this jacket reaches this age, but
Well, I definitely won't be. But I gotta say, this was what my college jacket looked like. This is, and I'm not sure. I might have bought one that was treated, but my college jacket was an Averex,
okay.
and that's what it looked like. That was the. I mean, if you told me that was my college jacket,
Right. Built.
Oh,
It's brand new, so it's gonna smell very fresh.
Yes, it does. What do you think, Albert?
Carl, you look
I could.
totally in your element. Not sure what element that is, but The answer is any element I can handle.
Yeah, seriously, that is like serious Arctic travel, polar places. Oh yeah, that is amazing.
Oh my goodness. There's a hood. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, that head needs a hood for sure.
Oh my god.
Holy smokes.
Would you put all these trees around you?
Oh. This is a real
How does it feel?
warm.
Yeah?
But I mean, it's substantial. It's all get out. My god. What's up, Neil?
Hey, Carl, how you doing, man?
Kyle.
How you doing, Carl?
How's it going, man?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Dude, this place is awesome.
Thank you.
So you want to show me what's new and exciting?
Yeah, awesome for sure.
Cool.
So up front we have is our Freenote section. They import a lot of fabrics from Japan and stuff, but it's all cut and sewn in California.
They've always had like this cowboy vibe, you know, with like
Yes.
the sawtooth pockets and stuff like that.
Yep. But they also have sort of pieces that sort of harken to like slightly more traditional, like workwear pieces that are less Western inspired. Like this shirt here, you got like your chain stitch runoff, your utility pockets, throat latch, stuff like that. So they do sort of span the gamut of traditional like workwear, American heritage clothing. These pieces up here up front, this Alcorn jacket has been flying for us this season. It's like a nice wool racer style coat. Like guys put this on, it's like super easy, super accessible. It's like not hard to comprehend. The fabrication's great and the fit is just exceptional. So
Is this like pure wool? Is this?
yes,
know?
yeah,
It is?
It's 100% wool, yeah. This is one of their hallmark pieces.
Oh, the rider's coat. Or
Many
rider's
people
jacket?
have seen this on television on a show called Yellowstone. Red Rock? No, Yellowstone. Yellowstone.
We can edit that out, Neil.
I think we leave that in. Yeah. So, as many people in the space know that like are into this stuff, like people are all about their wax canvas jackets. The RJ1 is one of the best ones on the market for my money, just from like a design and detail perspective. You've got like the double pleats in the front, just the rivets, just the design detail is really killer, and the fit is really great.
You know, that wax canvas is good at patina.
Yes.
Like, we're all about the long term. What's this thing going to look like in 5 years?
Yeah.
All about the Tina. Yeah. So this
Man,
is one of their
what am I
flags.
gonna look like in 5 years? Damn.
The same?
Real nice. It's I think it's the first time they did this in leather.
First leather.
Now
Yeah.
this is. They also do this with the shearling and the denim, right? Yeah.
Yes.
RJ2,
Hey, Carl,
RJ1.
hold that one up. Yeah, I want to just get.
Yeah, there you go.
Ranch coat.
I love that ranch coat.
So yeah, I mean it's the same wool as the Alcorn jacket over there, but this is obviously a more sort of traditional Western style
That's
ranch
a
coat.
great coat.
I wish they would stop using this liner because it makes me want to buy everything that has it. Because it's just so nice.
It's a dope liner,
Oh.
man. It's killer. And then you've got the leather trim and stuff.
I saw
It's
they did a
really great
limited
piece.
version of this in waxed, and it
Yep.
looked pretty crazy.
They've done it in denim, the 20-ounce denim. They've done it in the wax canvas. They've done it on a handful of different fabrics.
All right, I'm here with Neil from Standard and Strange. I'm not wearing any shoes. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. So I've always wondered the origin story behind Standard and Strange. I've had my own theories about what the name means. I've wondered what it's been like to move out here to the East Coast and kind of how you find some of these brands that I've never heard of. And I consider myself a bit of a nerd, but you continue to surprise me. So
Let's go back to 2009. My best friend, Jeremy, I was living in Oakland. And my best friend and I, we met through the cycling community in the Bay Area. And we wanted a cycling jersey that didn't exist. We wanted the right material, we wanted the right fit, we wanted it to be made in the US. So we kind of said, fuck it, let's figure out how to make our own. How hard could it be? So about 2 years later, we had worked with the mill to make a custom fabric for it. We found a really great technical designer, pattern maker who could help translate the pictures in our head to an actual product. And we were doing all the cut and sew at a really good factory just 15 minutes south of us in Oakland, who used to make for North Face and other brands like that. So anyways, we got these jerseys. we naively assumed that people would recognize their inherent greatness and superiority and just buy them from us. We spent all of our money on production. Jeremy cashed out his 401k to do this.
Wow.
And so the second business is like going okay. At some point we're going to run out of money because we needed capital to do a full collection with like shorts and socks and all that stuff. Anyways, we got tired of running our business out of my neighbor's garage. So we were looking for like a showroom office space. And there was a barber shop that opened up in this little alley right by where Jeremy and I lived. And the alley was old storage units that used to be municipal horse stables back when horses were cops. Anyways, we make friends with the barbers, we talk with them, talk with the landlord. There's a space open in the alley. We talked to her about it. She does not understand showroom office. She's in her 60s. She just doesn't get it. She's like, look, it's $400 a month. If you do retail, I'll rent it to you. I'm like, retail. Okay, well, we're at least smart enough to know that a cycling clothing store will not work. It's a terrible idea. So through the process of just making garments in the Bay Area, we got to know like the guys at Tellison, Taylor Stitch, making clothes that like we would wear when we were not riding bikes. And so we're like, well, there's not really any good jeans store in Oakland or the East Bay. Like, fuck it, let's do a jeans store. So with, I think it was either $8,000 or $10,000. We took our last chunk of money and somehow opened a retail store with that amount of money. And for anyone who's ever done retail, like, that's nothing. All of our inventory was borrowed or like on consignment. It was 200 square feet, and we opened a store. And we just slowly turned like one stack of jeans into two, and so on. But what we wanted our differentiator to be, aside from the products we sell, is service. We wanted the absolute best service. And I feel like men for so long have really gotten the short end of the stick on buying clothes. Because you either have crap product assortment, crap service, or both. Like, I think we've all been there where we go into a shop and it's super intimidating and you know you're being judged because you are, right? And you don't feel like you're cool enough to shop there or anything like that. And we were just like sick of that bullshit. Like, look, let's just do a jeans store where it's like an expression of our own personal values. Like we want to sell stuff that we believe in, that we wear, where we know the people behind it, and give the absolute best service we can.
How about this jacket you're wearing? Because this thing is awesome looking.
Oh,
Tell me about this.
I'd love to tell you about it because the second I saw this jacket, I wanted it and got it and ordered it for myself. Yeah, so this is the Bertholdt jacket from Motiv. It's basically, so it's a quick little synopsis of Motiv. They have a really small atelier in Beijing. It's around 10 people where they import a lot of different fabrics from all over the world, and they cut and sew everything in this really small atelier in Beijing. This is a locally sourced horsehide from China, and essentially this leather jacket, is essentially a collarless vest from like the 1930s. That's the reference that they essentially like added sleeves to. It's really good for cooler weather because it's lined. Yeah,
With wool too.
lined with wool. So yeah, everything about this jacket I love, and it fits me really well. But I've put it on a lot of different people, and people are sort of like, it doesn't have a collar. It's a slightly more like interesting, a slightly more avant-garde approach to like a horsehide jacket.
Sure.
But every guy I've put this on, like it's always, if they get sized right and we have their size, it always looks great on them.
They combine absolutely incredible pattern making and design and craftsmanship, and most of their fabrics and leathers are custom made for them, and it totally upends the whole made in China stereotype.
Yeah. Kind of the way Grant Stone did too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Just like that.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
like Motiv, they take references from old military pieces, but ones that like aren't U.S. military stuff. Like they'll choose like a Swedish Army thermal or
This is
other
their-
like interesting things.
This
So
is their mod Swedish
it's
thermal.
familiar, but it feels different, and
Wow.
the construction is absolutely impeccable.
The trousers that I'm wearing are right here. They're a Hallie Stevenson wax canvas. It's their and they use these really awesome tiles for their tags, which is dope,
Oh, okay, that's
but also quite heavy and can make noise sometimes. But these are their adjustable waist cargos, which are
They're based on like a jump pant or something?
basically like they're sort of like a traditional sort of cargo pant,
Yeah.
but they have a really nice, big, roomy top block with a really, really nice taper. And I wear them quite high on my waist, so they're quite cropped on my.
Boots off,
Gotta
right?
show the boots. That's the key in life.
And the waistband's adjustable.
Yep.
So you can make it. Like it can change up to 4 sizes.
Yeah.
Wow.
What were the first brands that you carried?
We had Tellison, we had Taylor Stitch, we had Topo Designs.
Yes. They used to make a lot of backpacks,
Yeah.
wild colors.
Yeah, we had Dandelion Chocolate. It's made in San Francisco. It's some fancy chocolate. It's very good chocolate. Total like bean to bar.
Right
Because
now.
that looks like the welding coats that we would normally wear, but like way nicer.
Yeah, I mean so this is a steer suede 3rd type jacket, so it's basically a reference of a type 3 jacket. Everybody knows type 1, type 2, type 3.
This is beautiful.
But this is a great piece. It's like I said, it's a steer suede, and it's just everything about it is great.
Yeah.
The color is great.
Well, that's just it. The first thing that jumps out is the color.
Yeah,
but then
it's really vibrant.
Then you touch it.
Yeah.
And you go,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
the hand feels quite good.
Is it unlined? Oh, no, it does have a lining, a slight lining.
Open it up for you.
It's Bemberg.
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 There you go.
Basically like top tier rayon.
Yep.
Super durable too.
Yeah.
Same
Same
brand.
company Y2.
It's also
I don't own
steer
any
suede.
Y2. I'm madly in love. I only met this jacket 10 minutes ago. And we've been very intimate. I'm thinking of marrying it.
You should. It's a good jacket. If you're gonna marry a jacket, that's the one
This is a
to.
gorgeous. This is a gorgeous jacket.
It is.
And is it Indigofera?
That's Indigo. Yeah. Let's
a
open it up a
beauty.
little bit. We can
It's beautiful.
take a look at that.
So now I see what he
sawtooth.
does. He comes in, he changes, and he walks out.
I've only been arrested twice in this store. I'm madly in love with you.
We just lost a lot of subscribers.
In between 2012 when we opened and 2021 when we went to New York, in that 9-year span, we had expanded our Oakland store and moved out of the alley onto the main street to a bigger store. We opened a store in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And we had wanted to do a 3rd retail location, and we weren't really sure where we wanted it to be. And Jeremy discovered that during the pandemic, basically commercial real estate in Manhattan was on sale. Landlords were hurting. And we were like, wait a second, could we actually afford to open a New York store? Like, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, when the tenants actually had power over the landlords. Like, this never happens in New York. We knew, like, we had a good feeling that like the pandemic was probably going to pass. Like, we were going to get out of it. New York's it's come back from pandemics before, right? And it's the biggest market in the US for this kind of stuff. And I was like, well, like if we're going to do a retail store, it's just as much work and about as much money to do it, to open a new store anywhere. Why not swing for the fences?
I like to highlight Ginew and bring people to Ginew because they're the only native-owned denim brand on the market. And everything is made, cut and sewn, assembled, all in the USA. Here,
Oh my goodness.
blanket lined with a Pendleton blanket.
Jeez. That is vibrant. Huh?
Yeah. Turn this one here.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Wow. How you find the brands that you carry, because they're so unique and you're so knowledgeable about every, I mean, and Kyle too. I mean, you know, you just pick something off there. He'll tell you where it came from and about the brand and all that stuff. That's a lot of research, but how do you turn over the stones and find these people?
Well, at this point, whenever we bring on a new brand, we're trying to fit something into our assortment. Like it's a missing puzzle piece. And I don't want it to compete with another ground that we've already covered, right? We want to offer something new and different. Because part of like what we need to do with the store is it needs to feel both fresh and familiar at the same time. Because we get, there's 2 seasons, spring and fall, where our entire inventory changes twice a year. So we need to have progression, but not progress too much and not progress too little, right? So we just got to find the balance. So how we find the brands? a lot of it's on the groundwork. Like we travel a lot to Japan. We meet with the vendors directly to do our buying. Like we actually want to look, and kind of like how you come in to shop. You always do a better job when you can come in and try it on and see it, touch it, smell it.
Right.
A lot of it's asking people, or we just find stuff, or sometimes brands contact us. You know, it's just, there's a certain point, like when you've been doing this for long enough, you have enough connections, and you kind of develop that eye. I'm sure you have like a similar thing in your life.
So I have these right here.
Oh, those are the ones
Same
you
color,
have?
the whole thing, and they are phenomenal. Feel those things.
So this is their double heavyweight fabric. It is, was it 20 ginseng? Like the heaviest hoodie on the market, the heaviest sweats on the market. Wonder Looper is tubular knit, so it's not loop wheel, but it's these are tubular knit on a tubular knitting machine in Japan.
Shout out to Bezod though.
Shout out to Bezod. He's an angel, nicest man.
Also, big wrestling fan.
Like me, we love wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
Huge wrestling fan.
Huge wrestling fan.
Knows so much about it. Oh, these Indi Ash cardigans. Made in Peru.
Made in Peru.
Alpaca?
Alpaca.
So this one is actually, sorry Neil, not to cut you
No,
off.
go for it.
This is actually black alpaca, which was actually extinct for a long period of time and bred back into existence.
Wow.
And this one here,
Oh, it's undyed.
undyed.
Oh, that's the natural
That's
color.
natural color.
Of the
Yeah.
sheep. Or the alpaca.
And this one is 100% alpaca, and this one's alpaca cotton. And this one is actually, this is not dyed. So this is the black alpaca with an indigo dyed alpaca.
Oh, right on.
Yep.
Yeah. Indian Ash only use natural dyes.
Yeah.
Tell me about the name.
Standard and Strange. Comes from a book.
Really?
Jane Jacobs, who was a kind of urban theorist, urban planner, academic type, wrote a book that's fairly famous called The Death and Life of Great American Cities. And there's one chapter of the book, she talks about what makes a neighborhood in a city work really well. And she says you have to have a balance between your standard businesses, like your delis, your bakeries, things like that, and your strange businesses, like weird underground art galleries, your weird coffee shops that do open mic nights, things like that. And she noticed a relationship where a standard business would leave, strange business would occupy that space, and then they would just continue swapping. And she just called it like, as she referred to it as the standard and the strange. And it just had a good flow to it. It sounded nice. It made sense from a conceptual standpoint of like, we've got your stand-in 5-pocket denim, or we got some like pretty hot horsehide joints like Kyle's wearing from Motive.
Got attractions here. So these
Is
These
this
things
a
are killer.
sub brand of theirs, or how does that work?
attractions is sort of the name brand, like the brand name, and then they have sub labels, Built Buck and Wear Masters within the greater attractions brand, and then they do collaborations with other but attractions is the name of the brand.
Yep.
And Built Buck is their like leather line.
Okay.
It's got a little glitz.
Yes, it does.
There is there's like a flair to what attractions does for sure. It's like, I don't want to say it's not like ostentatious,
flexy.
but there's like they're flexy. There's like a level of like, I'm the man when like you put this on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
when
have
she-
to have a certain amount of confidence to
Yes. Yeah.
What I also like about it's got snaps instead of buttons.
Snaps.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes a button closure leather jacket with a stiffer leather,
That's good on you.
you got to break those buttonholes
No,
right. And it's
And Albert's wearing a size 40 here in the black on black.
Would I go for a 42? Or
I think a 42 would be too big.
Nope.
Too big?
40 is your
40
size.
is your size, my
Your
friend.
shoulders fit well.
You feel like $1 million?
I feel like $1.5 million.
Well, you look like $1.5 million.
Thank you, bud. Oh,
We're gonna talk about Grizzly.
I just want to talk about this Grizzly quick. So this is actually a collaboration, so it's exclusive to Standard and Strange.
Oh,
It's a
shoot.
natural horsehide with a brown mouton.
check out that lining. Oh my God. Neil, I think you actually let me wear this before. I think you may even taken a picture
you
of me
took
in this
pictures of me.
jacket.
Yeah, I did.
I call this my Neil jacket. Now, Neil, this is the kind of stuff Neil wears like it's a normal thing to always look cool.
It is very, very, very difficult to indigo dye leather
Yeah.
due to chemistry and material
That's a
science.
beautiful jacket.
But they have perfected it, and this is like, Whenever someone wants to get like their first leather jacket, I always point them towards this. It's just like a little subtle.
Yeah.
You get this really nice back panel with a lot of shape to it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Really nice.
Cool little buckles on the side. You want to cinch it up, and it's got just like a great.
One of my favorite boot brands is RDT. We can start at RDT.
Rolling Dub?
Yeah, Rolling Dub Trio. So this is the Griffin, plain toe, your classic sort of Packer style. This is the Coupin mid-cut boot. It's actually a special collab that we did. And then this is the Roots, which is your sort of classic, from a concept perspective, classic like cap toe combat style boot.
What I like about Rolling Dub is that they get a little bit out there. They get a little bit flexy with the designs and the lasts. Like this one, they got a good range. If you want a double row stitch down, that real chunky boot shelf, good structured toe look, they got you covered there. Or if you want something a bit sleeker, you got the Griffin plain toe with that nice real tapered toe box, real close in Goodyear welt construction there. Most of their leathers are horsehide or chrome excel. They actually will refinish the chrome excel in Japan, so it's a little bit different, a little bit shinier, a little bit softer. So they run the range of unusual designs and kind of more unusual materials too.
And this is the Forester 2, which is a real eye catcher, like a real.
There's a lot going on this thing.
Yeah.
I was looking, I was like, wow. They got the cap, medallion toe, the kilty, the Norwegian welt, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I love the little stamp on the side there, the Rolling Dub Trio stamp.
Oh, whoa, that went on. That sounded good. That's the look. That's the sound you want.
I've never had that. Never had that before. Now, see, I don't know about you, but I never ever really worry about where the toe hits. It's more about where the ball
of your foot, yeah.
Am I right?
Yep.
Okay,
It's
all right.
when you get the flex point,
your ball line,
you want the widest part of your foot to be at the widest part of the boot.
Yeah, that's right there. That's perfect. But Indigofera, they're from
Stockholm.
Ah, okay.
Really, 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 really great flannels with really, really great hand feel. Also interesting, like Western details. Like this one obviously has like the Western yoke with the nice little buttons there. So they do a sort of wide variety of interpretations of like Western wear and workwear and make it sort of easy to understand and digestible. Like this thing is wild. This is, I took these out too. This is their Swearingen pant, which is like sort of pretty nice roomy top block, but pretty sort of straight sort of. But yeah, nice, really, really nice mid-high top block with like a slim straight leg. Really clean look. The Swearingen flies out.
We've had
we
this
get
pant every time they make
Consistent.
it for like 5 years.
Really?
And they do great. People think they're corduroy.
Oh, nubuck. Look at that.
Nubuck.
Yeah.
So suede if it got a haircut.
Suede if
Wait, if you got a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the barber's.
Look at the matte finish they did on these too.
Yeah.
You know? Well, that was our trip. I hope you found it interesting, and thank you for coming along with us. I know this is a little bit of a different video, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Either way, I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.